Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and it's been a while since we had a vid like this. We recently got an update, an unofficial leak about Fireteam Elite 2, known as Project Makodo up to this date. This is yesterday's news. It kinda circulated the internet. I wanted to do some research, see if it holds any water, see where it comes from, and from what I can tell so far, without being 100% sure, it looks like we can discuss this on the merit of there is some chance that this will be how the project develops, but you have to take this with a pinch of salt. Nothing is verified, of course. It's just a leak. So Project Makodo is supposedly the sequel to Fireteam Elite 2. I'm gonna break down and read everything that is available here, and then we can have a short discussion about what it entails. So, street date is the third quarter of 2025. This in itself seems very fishy to me, because the DLC for Fireteam Elite came out late 2022, okay, mid to late 2022. Since then, it's been a couple of years, and we're talking another year and a half at least. Doesn't make much sense for me that a game like this, a horde shooter pretty much, would take 3.5 years to complete. We don't know exactly when they started working on this. We didn't exactly know what they were planning up to some time ago, because when they started hiring people and restructured the studio, we were totally in the dark. We didn't know what they wanted to do with the franchise. We were pretty sure that they were gonna do something because it's a huge IP and Fireteam Elite sold very well initially, but nothing was certain. So this amount of time for a game like this seems pretty extreme to me. They also went into a collaboration with Toad Studios, the guys who made Immortal Unchained. If you know what that is, it's probably the second worst Souls-like ever. But I gotta stay optimistic, and I'm just gonna break everything down and we can talk about what we can deduct from this. Genre is action, platforms, PC, PlayStation and Xbox. The demographics 18+, that's a good thing. They're gonna keep it mature, and the release will be worldwide. So Project Makodo is a new chapter in the Fireteam Elite third-person co-op shooting saga that improves upon the mechanics, atmosphere and excitement of the original. Fight through an epic new story campaign with a squad of 2 AA companions or live players. Play as a member of Dagger Company, a battalion of Spec Ops Xenomorph hunters, each with unique abilities and weapons. Engage the diverse array of gameplay scenarios, including NPC interactions, alternate paths, navigational challenges and clue finding. Complete with involved enemy intelligent behaviors. Challenge yourself in Annihilation mode, the new spin on Horde mode with a variety of objectives and encounters. So Annihilation mode replaces Horde, and I hope every kind of Horde in this game, because some of the modes of Fireteam Elite were either the most wasted of opportunities I've ever seen, or pretty much the worst gameplay modes that I've seen in my life. Point defense was awful, and hardcore mode was totally missed opportunity because it didn't really force you to progress. You could just repeat the same mission again and again and again and again and just get your trophies or achievements. Didn't offer anything to the core experience. It was just a throwaway mode that I don't think many people played. So this is gonna be a whole new suite of modes, and we take the role of a Dagger Company operative, Xeno Hunters, in a more, let's say, refined scenario where specialists have to come in and combat the alien menace. Key gameplay features and scope. The campaign's supposed to be 10 missions, 8 hours of gameplay. Ideally, they want to go for 13 missions, 12 hours of gameplay. 13 missions is an odd number. 4 chapters, 3 chapters each, and 1 final mission maybe? Or they're gonna divide them differently. They might have just 1 line of scenarios, one after another, without dividing into chapters. We don't know. Annihilation mode, 1 map with 1 arena. Ideally, they want 1 map with 4 or 6 arenas. 1 map meaning there will be 1 set of assets, like Legacy Tower, let's say, and ideally they want to cut it into 6 arenas so they can pretty much give different objectives to different areas. We don't exactly know. Enemies, 9 core enemy types, that's what they're aiming for. Dagger characters, 3 Dagger characters, ideally they want 5. Weapons, 13 in total. In comparison to what we now have in Fireteam Elite is nothing, but a lot of the guns we have now were added in increments, so this might as well be just the beginning. Next page says, the player kit. Unlike Fireteam Elite, Project Makodo will feature fixed preset character archetypes and non-customizable characters. Each of the 5 playable dagger has a unique signature weapon and an exclusive set of abilities. Characters can also equip a basic weapon that rounds out their arsenal. This is a huge red flag for me. I'm gonna read this and then we can discuss it. Playable characters. The swift callsign Artemis, an agile giant slayer with throwing axes that can unleash ninja quick melee strikes. The deadly callsign Atlas, an unstoppable berserker battle mech who uses a minigun, body-mounted cannon and hulking armor to smash through enemies. The silent callsign Nyx, the silent assassin who uses a cloaking device and precision sniping to defeat foes from afar. The commander callsign Vulcan, an inspiring leader who enhances the rest of the squad, quickly revives teammates and places shields. The ranger callsign Chiron, a tech specialist who deploys drones that scan for enemies, who wears an uplink and shares tactical data with squad mates. Primary weapons, dual pistols for Artemis, minigun for Atlas, sniper rifle for Nyx, railgun for Vulcan, dual handgun for Chiron, pulse rifle basic, battle rifle basic and pump shotgun basic, shared among all the archetypes. Ability categories. Each dagger has their own unique version of each ability category. A passive, a unique bonus applied to the dagger member and the entire squad. Dash, a traversal ability that enhances mobility in ways emblematic to its dagger's kit. Melee, a short cooldown melee attack using the dagger's spear weapons. Specialty, a medium cooldown ability that reflects the unique feature of each dagger. Ultimate, a powerful long cooldown ability that can change the tide of battle. So, this is for me the most important part of this leak, and granted we believe it's real, let's talk about what this entails. One of the strongest suits of Fireteam Elite was the build crafting. I cannot believe there is a person who ever played Fireteam Elite who says, yeah, that was a good game, but if we had fixed characters, it would be a better game. I don't think there is a single person out there who thinks that way. Creating your own unique marine and kitting them the way you wanted them to behave was the best thing about the game, period. Brought one marine that was a gunner and could use the flame wave to just clear stuff in front of him, in comparison to a person who would use 3 grenades or a huge nuke they would throw with a knife at a wall and wait for the ideal moment to execute the explosion. That was the core, the meat on the bones of Fireteam Elite, the bit crafting. When I made the comparison video between Fireteam Elite and Helldivers, I was like, Helldivers is fine and all, and much more dynamic than Fireteam Elite, but you cannot really craft your character. We're all the same Oompa Loompa in this game. Here we get 5 different kits, 5 archetypes, but it's really not looking like we can kit them very differently, very uniquely, you know. They go closer to Dark Descent, the strategy aliens game that released a year and a half ago, than the first Fireteam Elite game. I don't understand why they would do this. It really makes 0 sense to me, to be honest. And I hope this is all bullshit and doesn't hold any water at all, because the throw knives, have your passive, have your special, and then your ultimate. Bro, I don't want to play Aliens Fortnite, okay? I liked the approach that Fireteam Elite brought to the table, allowed me to be very creative with my characters, put out a ton of work with these builds, and I would like to have build crafting capabilities in this game. I hope they come out soon and say, guys, this is all bogus, we're closer to the OG than this shows, but I don't know. Additional features, economy and social. Key social features. Project Makodo will not support native in-game voice or chat chat. Players will be able to communicate using first-party chat using Steam, Xbox and PlayStation platform. So again, no built-in communication. You'll have to use the Xboxes or PlayStation chat features, or on Steam you got to use Discord or whatever you want. Monetization, no additional microtransaction occurred in plant. Gacha, there will be no gacha features. Advertising, there will be no advertisements in the game. The rating should be mature. User accounts, there will be no user accounts in this game. Post-lot addition to be concluded, but might include additional annihilation maps or story missions as DLC. And then we have a small text. I will read it for you. that is the early statement by someone in Cold Iron, supposedly, saying what they're going for. And it states, the player fantasy is the centerpiece of Aliens Fireteam Elite 2. When we refer to player fantasy, we mean the emotional and psychological experience that allows players to immerse themselves in a game world. The single element of the game design directly impacts the player's enjoyment and engagement in the game. The more powerful the fantasy, the stronger and more immediate the player's experience. We're going to deliver a very specific player fantasy, being a special forces operator in the Aliens universe. In our game, the player is put into the shoes of a soldier of the Directed Action Group, also known as DAGE, a unit of specialized soldiers tasked with rapid response to suspected xenomorph activity. The Daggers have a singular goal: extermination of the xenomorph lifeform and the rescue of uninfected humans. Forged into a weapon and tempered by fire, the Daggers are humanity's heroic answer to the greatest threat our species has ever faced. I like the clean-cut approach to the eliminate the threat, rescue the civilians, instead of some shady shit like you are especially sent by Will and you done it to retrieve the sample. I like how in Fireteam Elite you felt like the heroic marine who goes in there and destroys the threat and extract. Keep it clean. Don't have edgy shit in the game. We are Marines, we're the good guys. Let the way you come in and eat some lead, because that's what we do. Hoorah! Tone and approach. Aliens Fireteam Elite 2 is a thrilling, high-stakes blend of grounded military action and hard science fiction ideas. The approach includes a realistic portrayal of military operations, intelligence gathering, and tactics employed the Daggers as react the conditions of the colony. Tension, suspense, and attention to detail, combined with a gritty visual presentation style, when combined to create a grounded, authentic military story. Even though there are larger-than-life science fiction things happening, the player should never feel disconnected from the weight of gravity of what's happening. This is good. We like the boots-on-the-ground approach that the first game brought to the table. We don't want this to become too floaty or high sci-fi. Aliens is a very unique universe, and that's why so many people love it and treat it as their favorite IP. It has the perfect balance between something that's really out there and something that is really recognizable, and I love it for it. The emotional cornerstone of the player experience is the relationship between the Daggers and the game's principal NPC, Juliana. As a character with a mysterious connection to the engineers, Juliana's journey to help the Daggers rescue the survivors of the colony is a journey into herself, to confront the trauma and horrors of your upbringing on the colony. The colony should be the base locales that we will be visiting. Looks that way. As a psychologically complex character, Juliana's journey will help to ground the story and make the stakes feel personal. The commitment and determination of the Daggers and Juliana will allow players to connect with the struggle and sacrifice. So by having this NPC Juliana, whose name we also get, this looks extremely specific, the whole narrative will become more direct, more personal than just, go back to the ship, to the Endeavor, talk to a couple of NPCs and go back into the fray. So people who wanted more cutscenes, more dialogue, more story-driven stuff should get what they want if they go this way. Ultimately, we aim for our story to contribute to the Aliens canon in the same way that the best films the franchise have, by asking tantalizing questions that provoke engagement long after the experience has ended. Over the course of our game, we won't explain to players the exact circumstances of Juliana's origin. We prefer for players to generate their own theories about the mysteries that await. So there's gonna be some mystery, there's gonna be unanswered questions, they're gonna allow us to theorize and all that. So they're going for a pretty story-heavy approach this time, in comparison to the first game where it was like, the Endeavor got a call, we went there, xenomorph, shoot them in the face. I'm a person who put 2,000 hours into that shit, so I have zero issues with the fact that they went really bare bones and just allow us to express ourselves through our gameplay. Player expression through gameplay is what this medium is all about. We don't need everything narrated to us, we don't need walls of text. Environmental storytelling and being able to express yourself by crafting your character or the way your character will operate is the ideal scenario when it comes to gaming. I will die on this hill, and I've expressed this opinion a million times. For me, the pros and cons here are pretty simple. A Dagger Company as a specialized group is something promising. The lack of build crafting? No. Hard no. Don't agree with this approach whatsoever. I think it deducts a shitload from the game. I hope this is bullshit. If they bring archetypes of characters, they should go with the soft approach that they went in the original game with the classes, with the kits. The gunner is always a gunner, but you can really kit them out the way you want with mutators and perks and all that. If it's just very hard fixed characters and you just swap the guns, the game's gonna suffer and there will be a lot of hate directly at it. If they go this route, they're gonna get a lot of hate from people. And this community, the Aliens Fireteam community, are people who kinda never moved on from the fact that the game was just left to die. If they get a sequel that they are not able to enjoy because of drastic changes, they're gonna just take off and blow the entire thing from orbit. 100% you can expect this. Now, as for the scope of the game, it will be mission structured and it will also have the annihilation mode. I suspect this is all true even if it doesn't link to a leak whatsoever. Even if it's just a random shit someone dropped into a spreadsheet, this looks legit. Like, that's how they're gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna be open world or anything. I think they're gonna keep it clean with the monetization. If they don't, they're gonna take a local flag. It was a 40 euros game. If it had loot boxes, it was a 40 euros game. People would just not have dished out the amount of DAO required. This is very predatory shit. We got the Fair Descendant recently. I don't know if you guys have been playing. Totally predatory stuff, hate to see it. And here they pretty much state that there will be an NPC that will tie all this thing together, will provide the narrative basis, and then the Marines will be interacting with this NPC and make it a more personal experience. This is all fine. The first game was very bare bones, was like a proof of concept. Here they want to go for a deeper emphasis on the events themselves, and having an anchor to do so, this Juliana character, is a good choice in my opinion. Guys, we don't know if this is all crap. Take it with a pinch of salt. I made this vid mostly because I want to discuss with you, the avid fans of this IP. You know, I love Fireteam Elite. I've given Cold Iron a lot of shit during the past couple of years because they totally mishandled it in my opinion, but at its basis is a good game, it's a labor of love, and creating a sequel now that they restructure the studio and hopefully put someone in charge who respects people's time and opinion will make for a better game. I want to know what you think. Leave your ideas in the comment section below and also join our Discord. We're always discussing alien stuff there. You can find the link also in the description, and looking forward to see what your approach to this is. You can find this post on Reddit pretty easily. It's really up there in the subreddit tied to Fireteam Elite. So let's have a productive discussion and I will see you on the field. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always have a perfection. Cheers.